Hello, hello everybody, Brian here. Hello. Hey everybody, Brian here from quantlabs.net. Today is 11:30 a.m. my time, Eastern Standard, January 22nd, a couple days now in with Biden. The markets are kind of weird. Let me just show you the good old Yahoo Finance. Let me just pull it up here. It's a not a very down day, but it's a down day. So they're just saying, oh, don't worry about it. I don't know. This could be some kind of sign of things, but I mean, news is pretty good out in the yonder of the markets of the U.S. So let me just show you what's going on. Okay, so in the video here, a couple things. You'll see these sudden upswings since May. Copper is just on a major trend. Just invest in it if it's going to continue down this path. Same with WTI from May. It's been nothing but. Brent crude, same thing. And here in this list, in the harmonics, I forgot to mention that I've got added platinum and copper in the watch list here. So that's been added. But we're going to still do the same thing. Looking for longs, meaning here's the harmonic scan target, current price. So I like longs. The only one that I saw that was long was this one, USD Canadian. So that's moving on up. USD Japanese yen, another one. Again, you would think that these are defensive trades. I mean, USD Canadian, that's a commodity oil trade. But it doesn't seem to co-integrate with performance of oil. I think that's just due to the fact that the Canadian economy is really hurting and the credibility of the country is not too good. Here you can see we've got gold and silver shorting, but it's kind of moved up, but it's a mixed market right now. I think with the more stimulus that they're adding in the U.S., that's good news. So it may move up long term. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm thinking. I know Euro Canadian moving on up. There's a long there. So maybe the Canadian dollar might be strengthening. Here's another one. We've talked about this. The Euro British pound moving on up. Asia's got a long call. Hong Kong Japanese yen. So maybe the yen is really hard to tell, but it's always mixed. So you might want to start considering to invest into base industrial metal, just due to the fact that once this recovery comes in with all the pent up demand, with what I'm seeing with copper in itself, I mean, this is why industrials metals are starting to move up because of China. They're loading up on their input product to make things and export them. So that's the early stages of that, and we're starting to see that. That's what I'm starting to think. Maybe industrial metals, just to invest in it, might be better. Here's another long here of USD Canadian. So this is an oil trade. But the thing I worry about is oil with the U.S. Biden's definitely anti-oil. He just canceled the Keystone XL pipeline just out of the gate, so that tells you where he stands. So that's not good for the Canadian economy, and the U.S. oil independence may be at risk because of it. Apparently, I also read that Biden wants the oil price as well because they want to import oil. I mean, it's bizarre, but there is a move definitely to be an energy independent via solar. So here we're still looking for longs. I'm not seeing a whole lot here. We have just seen, okay, so let me just back up here. So we have USD long in Canadian. We also have USD and Japanese yen long. So thanks for the like. We have Canadian CHF short. I'm just going to mention the longs here, just easier. Not a lot. It's more shorts than longs. So once the turnarounds established, then it will come roaring back. Here, now I mentioned copper, we have a short call here, but this is a 4-hour chart, so that looks pretty flat. But again, that's day trading. You would not make money with that. But when you look at the day chart, you can see it's just a clear upswing. So that's good. Here also we are getting the same thing, a short, that's just short-term call on a 4-hour chart. Let me just pull up the 1 day. Again, you can see that short. But look at the performance. I bet you, let me just do this. If I was to compare that to, that is massive, 750 to 1200 since June. I bet you that's much better performance than gold. Let me just see here. I think it's an overlay. This is, I'm using Motorwave. For those that might not know, I think overlay. Okay, I can't remember the name. I think they just took it out, or I don't remember the name. But if I was to pull up that and did a comparison of, let's say, XAU USDD, just apple to apple comparison. Just give me a second here. XAU USD. Okay, search. So let's just see the performance. So that's a 1 day. So it's done quite well up until from this is gold now, 1600 to 2050. So that's a peak. It's been in a steady decline, as you can see, since August. Okay, so that's a 25% return. But when, what am I doing here? I think I got the wrong chart. Duh. Okay, harmonic. We want XPT. So, okay. Let me get rid of this one and put in, okay, XPT and XAU USD. Okay. Doing live. Okay, so that's a 4-hour. I don't know why, but it's switching between the two. So, anyways, I'm gonna get out of that. Okay, so, or I could do it this way. XPT USD. Okay, so here we go. So XPT has not had this big drop. This is since May. Been a nice steady increase from roughly 700 to 1135. So that's pretty good. A 50% return. But when you look at gold 1800, peak at 2000, so that's a 10% return, a big drop, and then boom. So yeah, platinum. Now if I was to look at silver, these are precious metals. So XAG still held its own against gold, but look at how platinum's been doing. Yeah, platinum's the place to be. It looks like it. But according to this scan, no. With this short-term short. Okay, so continuing along, we're now in the very good. SPX got another short, but again, this is a nice steady upswing. I don't know. Invest in these, I guess. US top 30, same idea. You can see there's some drawdowns here, but it does recover. Here's one, but that's a short, and that's GBP against New Zealand. But the Japanese yen's steady, man. That's the pound against the yen. That's a short call, though. Here's a long call with the USD Norway. Again, I wouldn't take that. This one looks good if you were to play gold, XAU, gold in Australia with that long. Shorts though with XAU and Swiss franc and euro. We also have the same for in pound. Okay, so more shorts here, even in the Japanese yen. But you can see here, again, it comes back to the same thing I keep saying. There is nothing here in gold in US dollar. So that says something right there. And again, you have another long call, gold in New Zealand. So you have two calls here for gold in Australia, gold in, that's silver in New Zealand. So that says something in itself. But those are very good. So why would you take a very good versus an excellent? EU 50 just been dead, really. We got 3 short calls here for, or actually 2 out of 3 are short. Euro for Swiss franc. Look at this, euro in British pounds. So that tells me again that even though it's not really performing, but it says something about the British pound with that long, with the euro in pound. Same thing with the euro in New Zealand. Or sorry, that was euro in Norwegian, euro in New Zealand as well. I just like what I'm seeing out of New Zealand, to be honest. It's been consistent. Hong Kong and Japanese yen. I do like what I'm seeing with the Japanese yen. There's no doubt on that. Here we have the India 50 with a short, Singapore and Japan yen short. This is Thailand now with a short. Or sorry, that's Taiwan. My mistake there. UK 10-year gilt. Again, we're not seeing the U.S. Treasury, so we have one short, one long for the UK 10-year. US 2000, not much going on there. Okay, interesting here. Let's see what's going on with the Thai baht. Along there with the Thai baht, I was watching a lot of documentaries or videos on Thailand. Awesome country to probably consider long term. SPX 500 shorts. I don't know. It's fundamentally, I just don't like what I'm seeing in the U.S. But I wouldn't put a lot of money in the U.S. right now. I'm just not convinced that the U.S. long term is going to be healthy. Here we have another long USD in Norway. I do like Norway as well. It's just not performing like, let's say, New Zealand. Here we have the franc against the Japanese yen long. Okay, on UK 100 short. This was doing well. Pound against the Canadian. Again, shorts. We got a long here. Doesn't matter. Here we have a second long with USD Japanese yen. That's a good one. But now we're getting into the good. So, and we haven't even seen the performance of the USD and Swiss franc. So, as I said, right now the industrials metals look pretty good. I think that would make sense. So G says green energy is going to moon further. Good for base metals. Totally agree. We are in the warmer republic, Welmer republic phase now. Things will be devastating soon, and then huge right push. If you're talking about the politics, probably. You got to remember, even if there's a green energy movement, you got to remember that industrial metals are needed to make things like solar panel. The batteries have copper, lithium. So they're still going to be safe to bet. You know, people go on about industrial metals, but all this green stuff still needs the industrial metals. So there's going to be a huge demand for it. Politics, I'm not going to get into here. I don't think it really matters. The credibility of the Democrats, well, but the Republicans are no different, to be honest. Other than that, I guess that's the only comment I see, but we'll leave it at that. I'll do another video on Bitcoin as well and tell you what's going on with the Bitcoin bots. Over and out. Thanks.